Warm greetings to all my viewers. This is Jacob Samuel. This video has been developed solely for the purposes of training the students for the IATA international examinations. I have been receiving a lot of messages by email, WhatsApp, Facebook messengers, and even phone calls asking me to develop a video on the open jaw journeys. But before I take you onto a journey on open jaw journeys, I wish to shed light first on the different types of journeys that are possible by air. One way, abbreviated OW. RT, it's a return journey, also called round trip. Circle trip, abbreviated CT. RTW, round the world journey. And lastly, OJ, open jaw journeys. Now for today, I will walk you through the different types of open jaw journeys and how do you identify an open jaw journey when an itinerary is given in your exam. 1. To identify if it's an open journey, first you need to find out what the origin and final destination are. If the origin and final destination is in the same country but different cities, you call it an open jaw and not a return journey. To cite an example, you have a journey commencing in New York, passenger travels to Amsterdam and returns to Miami. Here the origin is New York and the final destination is Miami. Both New York and Miami are located in the same country but not the same cities. So here we term this as an open jaw. To give you another example, a journey starts in Dubai, passenger travels to Frankfurt and returns to Abu Dhabi. So the origin is Dubai and the final destination is Abu Dhabi. Both Abu Dhabi and Dubai are located in the same country, United Arab Emirates. Hence you don't term this as a return journey, but you term it as an open jaw. These two journeys, what I've just explained, are called origin open jaws because the gap is at the origin. In the first example, the journey starts in United States, New York, and ends in Miami, and the gap is between New York and Miami, and both are located at the origin country. So here you can give it a precise definition as double OJ, that is OOJ, origin open jaw. To give you another example, a journey starts in Bahrain, passenger travels to Dubai, and between Dubai and Abu Dhabi he travels by road and the passenger returns by air from Abu Dhabi back to Bahrain. So here we see that the origin of the journey is Bahrain, and the passenger returns also to Bahrain, but the passenger is not returning from Dubai to Bahrain, he is returning from Abu Dhabi to Bahrain, and here a gap exists between Dubai and Abu Dhabi, which is not in the origin country, and here also we term it as an open jaw, but to give it a more precise definition, IATA has defined it as a TOJ, turnaround open jaw. So you have origin open jaw and turnaround open jaw. The continuity is lost somewhere, either at origin or at turnaround. I hope both these definitions are clear to you. To give you another example of turnaround open jaw, a journey starts in London, passenger travels to Jeddah in Saudi Arabia, and from Jeddah he travels to Riyadh by road and returns to London from Riyadh. So the journey originates in London and the final destination is also London, and there is no gap there at the origin, but a gap exists in the turnaround country, which is Saudi Arabia, which is between Jeddah and Riyadh. Between Jeddah and Riyadh, the passenger does not fly, but he uses land transport. Here, you don't term it as a return journey, nor you term it as a circle trip. You term it as an open jaw, but there is a more precise open jaw. It is called turnaround open jaw because the gap is outside the country where the passenger commenced his journey. Taking you to the last open jaw, it's called the double open jaw. And a double open jaw exists when the gap is at the origin and a gap at the turnaround. It's called the double open jaw. To give you a small example, journey starts in Dubai, passenger travels to Mumbai, and from Mumbai to Delhi the passenger travels by train and returns from Delhi to Abu Dhabi. So here the journey starts in Dubai, passenger travels to Mumbai, and from Mumbai to Delhi there is a gap. He uses the rail services, and from Delhi the passenger returns not to Dubai but to Abu Dhabi, which is also located in UAE. So here the gap exists at the origin in UAE between two cities, Dubai and Abu Dhabi, and a gap also exists at the area of turnaround, which is India, between Delhi and Mumbai. Here it is termed as a double open jaw. To give you another example of a double open jaw, a passenger travels from Miami to London, and from London to Manchester the passenger uses the road, and from Manchester the passenger returns to Los Angeles. So the journey originates in United States, which is New York. The passenger travels to London, and from London the passenger travels to Manchester by road and returns to Los Angeles, which is also in United States. So here we see a gap at the origin in United States, and we also see a gap at the area of turnaround, which is UK, between London and Manchester. Here you have a very precise definition as a turnaround open jaw. So I walked you with three open jaws: the origin open jaw, the turnaround open jaw, and the double open jaw. To take you a step further to a more complex itinerary, it is not necessary always to come back to the same country. You can come back to the same area, and also this can be termed as an open jaw. And for this, I guide you to look into the air tariff extracts and go to the respective rules to find out if the open jaw applies to such journeys. To give you an example, a journey starts in the Middle East and returns to the Middle East. A journey starts in Dubai, passenger travels to Manila and returns to Jeddah. So here the journey originates in Dubai, which is in UAE. Passenger travels to Manila and returns to Jeddah, which is in Saudi Arabia. So here the gap is between two countries. And earlier we had seen the gap either in the origin country or the turnaround country. Here it is not necessary that the open jaw definition applies here. You need to check the rules. If the rule permits a gap in the Middle East, then this journey will not be treated as a return journey. This journey will be treated as an open jaw because the gap is between two cities which are both in the Middle East. Similarly, if the gap is in Europe and the rule specifies that the gap can be in Europe, then a journey from Bahrain to London and the passenger returns from Paris to Bahrain. Now the gap is between London and Paris, which are in two different countries, UK and France. And here, if the law and the rule permits, this will also give you the definition of open jaw because the gap is permitted in Europe. And here the gap is within Europe. I hope this clarifies the doubts that many of you have raised. My advice here is kindly check the origin and final destination first. If the origin and final destination are located in the same country, you can treat it as an open jaw. And if the origin and final destination are located in two separate countries, but if these countries are in the same areas like Europe, Middle East, East Africa, West Africa, Central Africa, South Asian subcontinent, Southeast Asia, etc., if the rule permits a gap to be in these areas, such journeys can also be treated as an open jaw. I hope this has clarified many of the doubts that many of you had over the years. Thank you. Until we meet again, take care, stay safe, and bye-bye.